Shankar tried to be 3D again. This match turned out to be he was 1.5D because he took 2 wickets, good wickets in 3 overs. Then he made 28 runs, although he was struggling throughout, except those 2 deliveries that he spanked. And they need to spank that guy because he is not really good. He's just there because he's the brother. He's the older brother quota. But because he's in Mumbai, he just looks like he's amazing. He's not. Just because he bowls from like 6 inches behind the wicket doesn't make him a good bowler. He has no idea. He's like trying to sling it. He does nothing. He has no variations. You need to spank this guy. Thank God they spanked him and the match opened up. Alright, hi everyone. This is Gav and this is Big. IPL is running like all over the place. There's 2 matches today. 1 match is already over. Second match is on. A lot of bets are on DC, but anything is possible. Punjab can also win. Punjab has won matches at times. In fact, they won the first match, even a beat by like 4 runs or something, even after making more than 220 runs. Well, that happens. Now, I don't have much of an opening. We're just going to quickly go through all the matches. Right now, they're playing 11th match right now. And let's start with the very first match. We'll go through very quickly. Hopefully just probably spend 1 minute for every match. The first match was RCB versus Mumbai Indians. As we expected that RCB will win because Mumbai are slow starters and we love RCB. RCB did win, although it went to the wire to the very last delivery. But there are a few things that we learned from it, that Glenn Maxwell and Harshal Patel are loving it in RCB. Yeah. And because Harshal Patel got 5 wickets, first person to take 5 wickets against Mumbai, but then the second match also somebody took 5 wickets against Mumbai, which did not help. But second match, unlike the first one, they won, yeah. But AB de Villiers anyway came in and stole the show. He made 48 runs of 27 deliveries. And it was impact of that inning, which was much more important than just hitting few runs. Because RCB would have definitely not lost the match had AB not actually stolen the show. Although he did get run out 2 balls before, but then they just needed 2 runs and they did not choke this time. So Chris Lynn was finally fit and he played very well, although he got Rohit run out. So that means he was not going to be playing rest of the IPL, which looks like to be the case. He made 49 of 35. Rohit is still upset about the run out. He's been still talking about it on Twitter, Instagram, on all the other platforms, even on Signal. He is on Signal as well. So that was my observation from the very first match. And it was a good win for RCB. Interestingly, it worked out really well for him. Now they are actually top of the league with 3 wins. And SRH, who I predicted to win the league this time, is actually sulking at the bottom with 3 matches and 3 losses. Because at Chepauk, they simply cannot win. And they've lost 6 matches in a row at Chepauk.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so first match.
So anything more, or you want to talk about the CSK versus DC, the big match that happened after?
No, I mean, it was just 2 very unlikely heroes in the first match. Maxwell, I mean, I know ABD was the star of the show, but Maxwell played really well. And then Harshal Patel took 5 wickets. That is very unlikely. Last season, they were not doing so well. In fact, Harshal Patel was not even getting games. And suddenly in RCB...
Yeah, that's how he was offloaded and traded in off-season. Yeah.
So, yeah, very inspired selection. Second match, CSK versus DC. Yeah, I think the biggest talking point was MS Dhoni getting out on duck. And I think that is what we expected. Although Raina played very well after we complained about him so much during all the initial podcast. But I think DC missed a trick by not bowling a fast bowler. They kept on bowling spinners against Raina and he was very comfortable. I think that was very evident in the last CSK match where he got out to a short delivery. So that it's a well-known fact that he doesn't like short delivery. So I think that was something which every team should look to. And yeah, Prithvi Shaw again came back after the amazing domestic season he had and made 72. And yeah, pretty much one-sided match, I think. And CSK fans were not happy. I don't know what they were expecting. But pretty good start for DC. But as we know that things started going bad for them later on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll come back to that. So I think my observation with Tom Curran is definitely not Sam Curran. And he is really expensive. He got 1 wicket for 40, which only got worse later on.
Yeah.
Shardul Thakur is even more expensive because he got 2 wickets for 53. He gets wickets, but he really goes for a lot of runs. Prithvi Shaw obviously is the greatest batsman ever. Steven Smith and Chris Lynn will probably become BFFs because they'll not be playing a lot of matches. Although Steven Smith is playing today, so let's see what happens there.
Yeah.
And he might come to bat very quickly, or he's already come to bat. I've not really checked
No,
it.
he's not.
So third match was
Yeah.
KKR versus SRH. I was really banking on SRH to start very well. All the 3 matches SRH has lost. They should have won all those matches. Owen Morgan opens the bowling with Harbhajan Singh and then kind of forgets that he exists. And
Correct.
I'm gonna giving a lot of shit on this podcast on Bhuvneshwar Kumar because he obviously hasn't been good. Bhuvneshwar was not a god after all. He had 45 runs in his 4 overs quota. Rashid Khan is still god because he took 2 wickets for 24. And Nitish Rana is a great batsman because he was getting 0, 80, 0, 80. So last he had made 0. So he said, okay, I'm going to make 80 or 56. So he did make 80 or 56 and he was amazing. He was in fact purple cap until very recently, until today. So this was a match that SRH should have won, but they did not win. And then they choked and then they died. It's just one match where Saha did not work and also David Warner did not perform very well. But then Johnny Bairstow and Manish Pandey got stuck in, I think. I don't have scorecard, but I'm right off my head. I'm pretty sure they got stuck in.
Yeah.
But towards the end, it just somehow just feels like there's nobody else out there to bat who can actually do anything for them. So Harbhajan Singh was very unhappy, as you said, after the match. He was the only KKR player unhappy. He's like, I don't get to bowl. I'm like, I'm not. And these are the players who always said, I always play for the team. I always play for the country. But suddenly you don't get overs. Your face is like, you can't even hide it. It's so obvious.
Yeah, it was very evident. I think at the end of the match, everyone was happy. And he was the only one who was kind of sulking. And like, oh, very clear. Yeah.
So the fourth match was did you have something?
No, nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the fourth match was our favorite PBKS, Punjab, and Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals has a tendency to lose everything, but Punjab came out really firing. And no, he scored 221 runs. They almost still lost because Sanju Samson just kind of got the nerves at the very end. Samson got 100, but you have to remember that Sanju Samson got dropped by Rahul, an absolute sitter with all the gloves on, and Sanju Samson was on 12. Rahul himself was dropped on 15 by Ben Stokes, who later on, Ben Stokes bowled badly, fielded badly, made a duck, then he broke his finger, is out of IPL. Again, Jesus Christ, this Ben Stokes situation, I just can't understand. I think Ben Stokes has had even worse IPL than Kevin Peterson. I'm comparing like really big players because Kevin Peterson never really did anything in IPL of any significance, and he was either injured or something or the other kept going wrong. But Ben Stokes in the very first match, I mean, this is just bizarre. So then Jai Richardson and the Riley Meredith, who bowled terribly, both of them together cost 22 crores, and they gave 104 runs in their quota of 8 overs, and they took 2 wickets overall, which were worth nothing. And we found out that Deepak Hooda, who's a very old veteran of IPL, is an amazing batsman. He's like the new Maxwell. He made 64 of 28 deliveries. He scored 6 sixes in a match when Maxwell had scored 0 in the whole of IPL 2020. I had to say that. So it was a good match. Everybody knows Sanju Samson got 119 eventually, and eventually PBKS Punjab won, and they started very well, just the way they started very well last year. So let's see what happens after this, which we kind of already know a little bit, and we'll find out more today. So those are more my learnings from this match. And it was an interesting match. It was a very good match for spectators' point of view.
Yeah, it was because there were many runs scored, but I think from quality point of view, I think that was the worst match in this week. Because both the teams were poor in their fielding, in their bowling, batting also. It's just because the catches were getting dropped. That's why they were making runs. So it was like both the teams were trying to lose the match, and at the end it was just RR who managed to lose it eventually, because then Sanju Samson at the end didn't take a run, wanted to finish it himself. And as you said, you were not watching the match, and you thought that he would be some tail ender or something, and it turns out he was Chris Morris, who was bought for 16.5 crores. And what does Sanju Samson do? Just ignore. I mean, just doesn't take a run, because if he'd taken the run, there was a possibility of 2 runs also, and Morris had to hit 4 instead of hitting a 6. So it would have been easier.
Correct.
But
that is the main thing.
yeah.
So yeah.
But I don't know what was happening.
Although that's a debatable thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a debatable thing,
yeah.
and we can say, because when somebody's on 119, you just kind of say it. But what happened in the next match, that actually made it interesting
Correct.
with Chris Morris. We'll come to that. So in the next match, Mumbai Indians had to win this time, KKR. It looked like Mumbai Indians for a longer spells were not going to win. But I'm getting this feeling with Mumbai Indians that Mumbai Indians not winning just because they are so good. Mumbai Indians has not played very well. Mumbai Indians are winning because of the aura. The same reason Australia used to win even when they used to play badly. But the other team somehow keeps feeling this Mumbai Indians, and they start choking. And Rahul Chahar bowled really very well, and he's a great bowler. We found out that he took 4 wickets of 27. Rohit Sharma shouldn't bowl because even before he bowled his first delivery, he almost like injured himself and kicked out of IPL.
Yeah.
He like, did you see that?
Yeah,
I don't know. That
I
was
saw
just
that,
terrible.
Yeah, I mean, with
And
that
he had
weight,
spikes on. I thought he didn't have spikes on. I was like, but he had spikes on. So I don't know what the hell was he trying to do.
Yeah.
Dude,
With that weight, I think it's difficult to,
Jesus.
bowl properly if you are not bowling regularly, right? It people think that bowling is
He has
easy.
no clue. He's landing everywhere. The guy's landing everywhere.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Jesus, guy can slip with spikes on. So Nitish Rana can prove that he can perform 2 matches in a row. Although it was not swashbuckling as before, but he made 57 or 47, which was useful in this match particularly. Owen Morgan is just not playing very well, because I think Owen Morgan is having worse time than Prithvi Shaw had in 2020. And Harbhajan bowled twice the overs that he bowled in the first innings, so he bowled 2 this time. And as we saw, he bowled 4 today, so it's been like moving up and up. Did not work out very well at the end. But Russell is a great bowler who took another 5 wickets against Mumbai within 2 overs for 15 runs. And I think that means if he had bowled 4 overs, he would have taken all 10 wickets. So I think Owen Morgan screwed up there, bad captaincy. So I think from now on there should be no more overs to Harbhajan Singh anymore, and all the overs should go to the greatest Russell. So KKR also showed that they can still lose a match, that they completely utterly dominate, which is something which they did last year also. But I think last year they won a few matches also where they were losing. So I'm not sure that's a perfect statement, but this match they lost, and it was good for Mumbai. Otherwise it would have been very weird for Mumbai to come in and actually lose the first 2 matches, which would have put some definite pressure on them. But then SRH was there to do that in the next match. But yeah, those were my observations from this match. So Chahar was amazing. Nitish Rana was also not bad, and Owen Morgan was woeful, just as always.
Yeah. I think it's just I mean, if you look at all the teams, their batting lineup, you will find at least 2 players who can really change the match. In KKR's situation, there is no one like a ABD or like a Pant or someone like that. There is Russell, but I think the same situation is happening with Russell, which was happening with Maxwell in Punjab. They are sending him to do miracles, and that is not possible all the time. And I think he has already said that publicly, that he wants to spend some time on the crease, but he just keeps getting into this impossible situation. Today also happened the same thing. So I think they really have to rethink their batting lineup, and someone has to take the responsibility now. So that was, once they started losing wicket, they just collapsed.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more complicated, but I don't want to get into a debate. We'll come to a debate later once we actually just doing one specific match, and probably when the things really get heated up. So next match was RCB versus SRH. SRH we expected to win this time, but RCB ended up winning back-to matches to start their IPL campaign for the first time ever or something. And SRH, like KKR, can show that they can still lose a match, that they dominate utterly. And it was not good for SRH. David Warner was not happy. He played very well, then he got out. Rest everybody could not get going. Maxwell is loving it at RCB. He made 59 or 41. This was never seen before, because Maxwell scores once and then he goes off to sleep for 4 matches. And Virat Kohli is the new Rahane, because he's had identical score in the first 2 matches. He made 33 or 29 runs, 29 balls at 113. Just not good enough. When we thought it's not good enough, he made even worse today. So, but the team is winning. Vijay Shankar is officially now the 1D player, because he's like 3D is too much. And even the 1D was not working, because he made 3 runs of 5 deliveries, because he cannot bowl anymore. He cannot field anything. It only got worse today, obviously. But Vijay Shankar just did not work out very well in that match. And SRH became the only team which had not won any matches till then.
Yeah, I think SRH really need to somehow get Williamson in their squad. They have bought all the international players. Where will they play them? Everyone is an opener.
That's also another point. You can't just get Williamson in, because who are you going to get? Johnny Bairstow out? Johnny Bairstow is the only guy who's playing well.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone is an opener. Jason Roy is an opener. This guy is Bairstow is an
Correct.
opener. So
They need a change of rule.
Yeah. So yeah, I think again the same problem which is there with KKR. At least SRH has some star players, and this happened in the third match also when they started really well. But once both Bairstow and Warner got out, it was very difficult for them to score runs. And Pandey, I don't know what is happening with him. He is playing really slow, and then he gets out, because if you're playing slow, you need to finish the match. But he is getting out, and I think that has really set them back, because they don't have any other really good, really well-known Indian player. So that has been their problem. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think you're just talking about a different match, but obviously Pandey's problem is that he's starting slow. He's just starting as, when they used to start in one day international. No matter what the ball is, when you come in for the first 5 deliveries, you just kind of just knock it around. And that is not a good approach. I think he used to learn from AB de Villiers right now, because when AB came out today, that's how you need to have urgency. You don't have to hit the first ball for 4, but you need to have the urgency to get the runs, because I noticed very specifically that Pandey, the first 2 deliveries that he got were dollies, and he just knocked them around.
Yeah.
Instead of knocking those fucking deliveries around, if he had gotten a 4 or 2 or gotten off the strike, he wouldn't have been in that situation with 5 or 8 deliveries and struggling, and then trying to hit a delivery which he was nowhere close to. That's the difference, because AB de Villiers also has the same problem. It happens with everybody, that once you have 1 run in 5 deliveries, then you want to hit the 6th one for a 6. And if you notice, AB de Villiers, that's how he gets out all the time. Whenever he has 1 run or 4 deliveries. So today AB de Villiers is like, no, I'm going to come out, show a bit more urgency. I don't need to hit the first delivery, but I need to get fucking runs of this. And if you really watch the first 2 deliveries that Manish Pandey got, he should have scored, and that's why very third delivery was trying to whack it for 6 or something, which was okay, now you're just trying to hit everything out of the park. But because we had a shit bowler who was bowling, he should have actually gone for it at that time. Anyway, just a different match.
No, it was
the shit bowler I'm talking about is...
No, it was the same match. Remember, Shahbaz took 3 wickets. All the 3 wickets fell in the 18th over. And Pandey was at 33 or something, and then he tried to hit, and he got out.
Yeah, because he's just not able to. They need to have a better plan.
Yeah.
Right? They need to have a better plan in place. And I'm talking about the next match. But let's move on to DC versus RR. And DC was their second match. And Rajasthan Royals were supposed to not win anything, and they're supposed to win 0 matches in the match. But that's what happens. DC isn't MI. Okay, there's a difference. Because DC should have won this match, although it was a low-scoring match. But when the opposition was choking like great South African teams, which was exactly RR doing, they lost all their fucking first few wickets for nothing.
Yeah.
And then Chris Morris came to the party. 16.25 crores. Everything. He was paid for batting actually, not for bowling, because we've been mistaken. It's for bowling. No, it's for batting. He made 36 of 18, and particularly at the right time, Sanju Samson showed that once he makes a big score, a big thank you to all the shit catching by Rahul and their team, and then he'll go missing. Let's see, we'll find out how much missing he goes. And David Miller, who I've been very, very critical of David Miller over the years, because this guy just never ever performs, and David Miller will never perform. David Miller never performs.
Yeah.
But today I think he was very good. In fact, before Chris Morris, what David Miller did was very, very important. And obviously before that, Jaydev Unatkar, who has done nothing in last 5 years, got 3 wickets, and he was so excited. He gets so excited. Sometimes I just need people to be calm the fuck down a little bit. Okay, calm the fuck down. Okay, you have done nothing in 5 years. You took 3 wickets, and every wicket you took, you've taken 16 wickets at one go. So, but prove that Jaydev can still take wickets. It will be very, very important, because now Ben Stokes is out. Their team is already very poor. So it's going to be very, very difficult. Otherwise, it's going to get really, really embarrassing, because Chennai probably very happy that they're not going to come last, because obviously RR is there. But it was good, and RR has won the match, and they're not looking that bad. By the way, Tom Curran must retire with immediate effect because he took again he gave 35 runs. And this is Chepauk. This is not high scoring like match or something. And then Tom Curran got hammered by Chris Morris and never looked like actually getting a wicket. But I think it's
pressure.
I'll blame Rishabh Pant who never actually even bowled out your favorite Ashwin, because that day he wasn't bowling badly. Ashwin should have bowled that over, and Tom Curran should not be bowling the last over because Tom Curran is just not a good bowler.
Yeah. I think Ponting later on said also that we missed a trick by not bowling Ashwin more. And I think that's what we were talking about before the IPL started, that when with the new captain Pant, it'll be very difficult once there is pressure, because anyway Shreyash Iyer was also not that great, but at least he had some experience of captaining the side. Now it's just bizarre. Today also the team selection, I mean, today we'll come to today's match also, but it just, some of the decisions were very bizarre. So yeah, I think that's,
I think Ricky Ponting is fucking stupid, because right now he's saying he missed a trick. He missed a trick by making this moron the captain in the first place. So because if anything goes wrong to Delhi, you will have to call him an absolute moron, because right now whatever we're seeing, it doesn't look like a good captain. He's saying like just go, like, he's just winging it.
Yeah.
He's like another Donald Trump. We can't keep winging it everywhere. And why is he hyping him up by saying Pant is like Virat Kohli and all these great Kane Williamson or something like that? I'm just like, what are you talking about? He is not like Virat Kohli. He's not like Virat Kohli. He's like, this guy is completely clueless. So just because somebody plays well for 3.5 months doesn't become God. And he's a very good player, but now you make him a captain.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Things are happening too fast for him.
Like this
things are just happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just
let him enjoy.
In a real world, Steven Smith should be captain.
Yeah.
Right now, Steven Smith can't even get in the team because it's like, we can't have too many people. It's Steven Smith. We'd rather have like Ajinkya Rahane play or something. So at some point in time, you have to get real, man. That Ajinkya Rahane is just not cut out for it. And if you're Ricky Ponting, if you're cutthroat as a captain, as a coach, you really need to make the hard decision, but you're not able to make the hard decision. So I'm not really happy with Ricky Ponting right now, because if Delhi sinks this year, it will be Ricky Ponting's fault, not Rishabh Pant's fault.
Yeah, correct.
So because this is going to be, IPL is difficult. It's not going to be, as I told you one thing, that Shreyash Iyer is a shit captain. Rishabh Pant will also be a shit captain. But it will be alright if they win, if they start very well, just the way RCB started well. But today, if DC loses today's game, if they're 2-1 down, and after 6 games they've lost 4 and they won 2, I can tell you they're not going to qualify. Because at that time, when push comes to shove, it's not going to work out, because now this Prithvi Shaw will go completely out of form. Everything will go like haywire.
Yeah.
Then like Steven Smith will not play. Everybody like, what is happening anymore? So I really hope that they win today, and then they get 4 wins and 2 losses after 6 matches, because they're going to be all right after that. But otherwise, this is just a bad call. I understand there's a lot of few options, but again, hyping Rishabh Pant so much and making him a captain, not a good call.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. So in the next match, Punjab Kings 11, whatever their name is right now, CSK was fucking supposed to not win the match. CSK won the match because Punjab is still there in the competition, because that's why Punjab is there in IPL, just to lose to CSK. Didn't they lose last 2 matches to CSK in the last IPL 2020? Because CSK could not beat anybody. Now they've lost again to CSK. they're under contract to lose them always. So MSD will not get out cheaply anymore. So other people like me cannot shit on him anymore, because he's like, I'll just not come to bat anymore. What will you say? And Moeen Ali, we found out that is a great all-rounder. He took 1 wicket for 17 runs in 3 overs and made 46, single-handedly won them the match. Deepak Chahar said, if my brother can take 4 wickets, so can I, and I'll give even rest runs. He was really amazing in that spell. He bowled all 4 overs at 1 go. He gave 13 runs and he took 4 wickets. Shah Rukh Khan, the great batsman, was there. Luckily, we're not seeing Shah Rukh Khan in the stands so much. We've seen his kids there, but at least I've not seen Shah Rukh Khan, at least not paid attention. Shah Rukh Khan made 47 or 36, which was useful to just get some at least 100 runs on the board. And Ruturaj Gaikwad is definitely not Shane Watson. It's not going to happen. They'll need a proper opener, because now he made 5 of 16 balls in the first match. He made 5 of 8 deliveries. It's not going to work out. He's going to have a couple of good innings. But if Chennai has to become the superpower that they really were, they cannot replace Shane Watson with Ruturaj Gaikwad. It's just the fact of it. And also, Jai Richardson and Riley Myers continued on their shit bowling. This time they went wicketless completely. Both of them. They took 0 wickets. Although they did not give too many runs, but you have to understand this was a very low scoring match. So they made 0 for 21, 0 for 21. Both are copying each other completely. It's like, okay, you give this, we give this thing. So together 22 crores and they've taken 2 wickets right now in their 16 overs. They're going amazing.
10 crore per wicket.
So these wickets are very, 10 crores per wicket. These wickets are very expensive. 11 crores per wicket, by the way. What do you mean 11 crores? 22 crores per wicket. Because they've taken 2 wickets and they've played 2 matches. So I'm going every match, by the way. So it's a very expensive wicket. Although people are like, what kind of math is that? But I don't care. Sounds good. 22 crores per wicket. All right. So next match was Mumbai Indians versus SRH. There was a lot of hype about that. And your favorite Bhuvi obviously played again very, very well. This time taking 0 wickets of 45 runs. And Shankar dropped an absolute sitter. And then Bhuvi got spanked for 70 in the final over, particularly 2 sixes in the end to end with. And that's probably why they lost in the first place. And Shankar tried to be 3D again. This match turned out to be he was 1.5D because he took 2 wickets, good wickets in 3 overs. Then he made 28 runs, although he was struggling throughout, except those 2 deliveries that he spanked. And they need to spank that guy because he is not really good. He's just there because he's a brother. He's the older brother quota. But because he's in Mumbai, he just looks like he's amazing. He's not. Just because he bowls from like 6 inches behind the wicket doesn't make him a good bowler. He has no idea. He's like trying to sling it. He does nothing. He has no variation. You need to spank this guy. Thank God they spanked him and the match opened up. But then Chahar brothers are on fire. Chahar took another 3 wickets. So together they've taken together they're the purple cap. Is that called purple cap or orange cap? Purple cap. Purple is wickets. Yeah. Together they're the Chahar purples. So if we can do the brother quota because obviously Tom Curran is not helping Sam Curran's quota. So that will not help.
But Tom Curran is helping Sam Curran because he gave so many runs to him against the Chennai.
No, I'm talking about the together quota. The brother purple cap, brother orange caps. That's not helping. So Chahar is again on fire. So this was another match that Mumbai Indian won again. Difficult match, but Mumbai Indian at the end just showed that they are the powerhouse and they have the aura. They have the aura, and it's because of the aura they won. Because once David Warner ran himself out and Johnny Bairstow like literally not got hit wicket, he got smash wicket. So because he smashed right into his own wickets. After that, it just. I mean, when you sit in there, even David Warner knows that all these morons are not going to do anything.
Correct.
It's just very obvious.
Correct. He was really, really angry with himself. I don't know, with himself or with just the fact that he knew that now we are going to lose. So, and the way they started, it looked like they will finish the match in 16, 17 overs. And then just, this is cricket, right? How it changes even in T20 matches. So many times it swings between the two teams. And as you said that Mumbai Indians always the champion team, they know how to win. So if you give them a sniff, they will just snatch it from you. And 2 runouts by the younger Pandya. So that I think that was the turning point. They run out.
What happened? Where's the connection?
So I think similar pattern, similar things is happening with SRH. They are starting well, they are in good position, and then suddenly they start losing the wickets, and then they lose very badly at the end. And the same thing happened here. I think they really have to think about changing something around. And I'm really disappointed with Bhuvi. I was really hyping him, but so far he has not done any good. Let's hope in the rest of the matches he will come good for them, because that has been their template, right? They choke the opposition in because their batting is always like this. It's just that the bowling always works for them. And if in this match those 2 sixes, the last over wouldn't have gone for 17 runs, then I think SRH would have won probably. So I think that was the problem with them.
All right. So all right. The next match which has happened earlier today, which is RCB versus KKR. And RCB we were like, can RCB win 3 in a row? And they did win 3 in a row. And they also made on Chepauk Stadium, which is very Chepauk. So that means the ball does not move around. So they made 200 plus runs on Chepauk Stadium. And that was something. That was something that was amazing. So, and also we learned that even in a match where Maxwell plays like God, then ABD will come in and he'll play like super God. So, Harbhajan did get to bowl 4 overs, and I think in a way that could worked out very well, because Russell, if he had bowled 4 overs to AB, it wouldn't have worked out very well in the first place. So also interesting fun fact is now both purple and orange cap are at RCB, with Maxwell at 176 and Harshal Patel at 9 wickets within just 3 matches. So this is looking really, really good. I think the match was closer than we thought it would go, and that's a good thing. But then at the end, it was just, you knew that they're not going to win, right? So it was going to be very, very difficult for them to win from that state. But I think they at least challenged it. So I was happy, because at Chepauk, once somebody made 200 runs, that was going to be very, very, very difficult to chase. But then they tried. Even Owen Morgan scored a few runs today. And Russell scored a few runs until the 90th over, when he almost gave a maiden over to Siraj, refusing to run for anything, which I understand. But I wasn't very complaining about his running, but I was just being, how stubborn can you be? You're not moving on your wicket. That guy is exactly bowling the same place over and over again, and you're not moving. You need to move around just to confuse the fucking guy. But you're not doing anything. He's bowling exactly the same place. You're not moving, and you can't reach the delivery. He knows what he's going to do, and you're not moving. And then he moves to the very last delivery or something. And then by the time it's like, I already know you're going to move. So he bowls him like into his wicket or something. So very good over by Siraj, because before that, Russell was actually looking very good, particularly against Chahal. And Chahal went for a lot of runs, although he bowled very well today after a while. And then in the last over, he went for a bunch of runs. But I think it was just 200 runs was way too far for them to chase. And again, I'm not going to say anything about AB, because people I just say so much nice about things, but I mean, it's so obvious. Like, it's just this class apart. Absolutely. Like, the guy just comes in. He's like making other people. So all the bowlers are nervous. It's very obvious that they're nervous. They're like, what are we supposed to do? We got to do something different. And then that just doesn't work out very well, because you're just making you so nervous. And once you get settled in, after that, it's just like, I'm just going to hit you wherever the hell I want you to hit. So you can put wickets, fielders anywhere. I'm just going to whack you. And just such clean hitting. Because after Maxwell played really, really well, I mean, and then ABD to come out and play like that and win man of the match, that takes some effort. That takes some effort.
And I think it just baffles me every match that how South Africa, South African management is not calling him. And with a I don't know, some garland, red carpet and everything to play for them. It's
last time they were like, oh, he called us last minute. So like, what do you mean he called us last minute, you morons? Do you see what happened after that when he didn't take him? He got destroyed. They got killed in that one-day international. I mean, it's ABD, man. I understand, because right now, I don't know if you know this, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic is back now in Sweden. And he retired 5 years ago at age 34, which is like already too late to retire. Now he's back when he's 39, and he's going to be playing World Cup next year in 2022 also, when he's going to be more than 40 years old. So this is looking out very good. Like, Zlatan says, I'm back, and that's football. I mean, this is cricket, and ABD is not a fast bowler. He's a batsman. He can bat till at least 45. So, which is exactly what Virat Kohli would be hoping, because otherwise Virat Kohli is not winning anything. So, but this is a very, very good start for RCB, winning 3 in a row, and SRH a rock at the bottom, because I think nothing was easy, and today it did look easy at the end, but things can change very quickly in a T20 match. So, and
this has been then. I just wanted to say that this week has been so unpredictable. Glenn Maxwell, who barely scored any run in previous IPLs, he is the top scorer. He is the orange cap holder, and then Harshal Patel, we already know he is the purple cap holder. Then Unadkat taking wickets. So it's just unpredictable things are happening in this week. So yeah, very strange week. Let's go to the last match.
It's a good thing. It's a great thing. Yeah, I was actually side by side following Manchester United match against Burnley, and they were 1-1 on, and in the last, like in the 86th minute, they just scored. So that's why I'm happy, just in case the viewers are checking out why is this guy jumping around everywhere. Also, just checking in the match right now, Punjab Super Kings made another after the collapse in the last match. They made 195 today. It's Mumbai, so it's possible. So in Mumbai pitch, 195 also is like easily chaseable, as we have already known, except for like notable exceptions when a couple of times did not happen. Prithvi played well. Right now, Steven Smith and Shikhar is playing. Steven Smith is, I think, doing just holding one end at the moment, so he's not doing much. But Shikhar's playing really, very well at 57 of 34 deliveries. Prithvi Shaw made a good 32 of 17 balls. And I think he got injured or something. I don't know. I wasn't watching, but
No, he got out.
looks like going to be a very good match. Who are you putting your money on? Because now they're at 99 for 1 in 10 overs, so they need another 96. So this looks.
Yeah.
I think Delhi's got to win this match.
Yeah, even I think
because
so.
as much as I said, Pant is a shit captain or anything, but that can only come into play in sticky situation because he's still going to bat very well. I'm not saying he's going to bat very well in every innings, but he's still going to bat very well. Well, while batting, they have enough firepower because they still got Stoinis. I don't know who this Lukman Mariwala is because he got selected. He seems to be listed to come to bat after Stoinis, so he must be a batsman as well.
All-rounder maybe, yeah. Even I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he got spanked for 20 runs the very first over that he bowled. By Mayank.
Yeah.
But it looks like that he can bat as well, although I'm looking at his averages. Doesn't look... not really. But yeah, somehow they feel he can bat. So he's made like 10 runs in 44 matches.
I think
so I
it's
don't
just
know what
a
kind of
mistake
batsman he is.
that he's listed. I don't think he'll come. Yeah.
Oh, he's probably not going to come, right? He's just probably just the way listed in a way that it looks like he's going to be coming in, but I don't think he's going to come in. But that's what I was thinking, like, why is like Chris Wokes and all who are definitely much better, and Lalit Yadav? Who is Lalit Yadav? He has to be a batsman.
I think so.
Because he never bowled it. Did he bowl as well?
No, I don't think.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah.
He's definitely a batsman.
Yeah, he's played
Because
two matches.
But he's taken a lot of wickets also.
First match.
All-rounder, yeah.
Yeah.
Another all-rounder. No, he makes a lot of runs because he's averaging around 40 in first class, List A 41 and T20 36 at strike rate of 145. So this guy, Lalit Yadav, is real deal. So but he's the first time that we are seeing him. So let's see, that can turn out to be okay. I'm going to put my money on DC. People are like, oh, you gave so much shit to Pant and all. Yeah, but for a batting point of view at this stage, the game is in their corner. Also, you have to understand who they're playing. They're playing Punjab. Okay. They're playing Punjab. So, if it was Mumbai Indians, I would have said, when Mumbai Indians comes against DC and this situation comes in, DC is not going to win. I'm putting all my money, and that's completely on captaincy because, no matter what I say about Rohit Sharma and his fitness and everything, which we saw yesterday when he was trying to take a catch and he was just not working out. It was just not working out, right? So only funnier thing happened, more funnier than Rohit Sharma was when Trent Bolt was running for a ball, and I can totally, because I played cricket, so I can totally understand what is happening, and it was comical because it was just comical, and I can tell you, because I played cricket, I can say that this can happen, and I know exactly what is happening, but it was just hilarious. It was just hilarious. So that was just really cracked me up, that one. So, but today, let's hope Delhi wins, because if Punjab wins, that will be interesting as well. But if Delhi loses today, there will be a lot of loss of confidence, because last time when he came after post-match interview, the quickest one, he looked very, very upset.
Yeah.
Because Rishabh Pant looked very upset. He was like, damn it, how did we lose that match?
He also got run out in that match. He was batting really well.
Yeah, so it's going to be difficult for him to tackle all the pressure of captaincy, particularly if it gets rough. And I can assure you, it's going to get rough. It's not going to be easy. So because last time it was fairly easy, they have a very, very good squad. People need to understand this thing, that they can easily beat a lot of teams. So that's what they were doing to start with. They were number one team, and then they were slipping. And then towards the end, they just won the crunch matches because other teams choked, which is including SRH and RCB. So it worked out. But let's see what happens this time. And I'm putting my money on DC today to win the match.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you're correct. Even I think DC will win. But I just wanted to point out again that very strange team selection today. Rabada didn't bowl in the first 10 overs. Then he came to bowl. He got hit for 3 sixes. So and really, I don't know whether you're watching. Really weird field setting also. So I mean, it just all points to the inexperience which is there in the captaincy, and we keep saying the same thing again and again that it was a very bad decision, and I think it showed today during the fielding, during the bowling innings of Delhi Capitals. So yeah, let's hope they win this match, this one. So Pant is not under so much pressure, because we don't consider Punjab to be a title contender. So I mean, don't see them winning a lot of
Oh,
matches.
they are for the wooden spoon at the bottom.
Yeah, that's also a
Oh,
title.
SRH
Right?
is not helping their case, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah,
SRH is not going to come last. They're going to eventually like get some steam.
yeah. I think once
and
they
just the way they lose a lot of matches, they're going to also win a couple of matches together and get back. But SRH really needs to get their shit together, because they're not looking good.
Yeah.
When I say they're not looking good, what I mean is, like, once David Warner, Bairstow, and like Manish Pandey also gets out, it just feels like, who is going to make runs?
Correct.
Like, it doesn't matter. And they're going to be playing a checkbox. They really have lost 6 matches in a row. They really need to do something
Smith
about
just
it.
got
Like,
out.
they really need to do something about it. It's serious shit. This is like serious shit, because SRH is a really good team, and right now it's not looking like a very good team. I think Kane Williamson comes back, it'll be a very good calming effect on the middle order, but let's see. I'm not sure he's ready or not. But right now, Delhi Capitals looking good. Yeah, bad captaincy, because sometimes you just try too much and it just doesn't work out, because Mayank Agarwal was not in good form. He had not scored in the first 2 innings. You needed Rabada to come out and get this guy
correct.
out. But you did not. You put Lukman out there and he just gets destroyed. So, yeah, well, fair enough. I didn't actually see the innings sit down. I didn't sit down and see it. But yeah, as you said, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. On that note,
Yep.
take care, like and subscribe if you want to, and keep enjoying IPL, which is going to go on, and we're also going to go on and on.
And Corona is also going on.
It's going to come up. Yeah, Corona is going on. Yeah, I have triple mutant. This guy has like quadruple mutant. So we've been, because it's not even been launched. So we're going to actually sell this. We're going to sell it to the government directly, which like we'll become the guinea pigs. They'll pay us a lot of money. So just to figure out what is this triple and quadruple mutant. And it is, Delhi just keeps showing more and more numbers. I think tomorrow the number is going to be less, because it was lockdown. It was not really lockdown. People were walking around everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was walking around everywhere. So I don't know what that
people
lockdown really
keep
means. But
saying that government is it is all happening because of government, but you guys are not taking care of yourself. What the government can do, right?
nobody's taking
I
care
mean,
of
people are
themselves.
not
So
getting
it's
vaccinated.
difficult.
I don't want to take any names, but I know people who have not taken vaccines and they have gone through hell. Some people have also died. I know
Yeah.
this is turning dark, but we are in dark times. Do take the vaccines if you are eligible. Don't wait. This is the only thing which can save you. Otherwise, once you get sick, there are not enough beds around. There are not enough doctors. There are not enough ventilators. It'll be very difficult for you to recover. So take the vaccine. Stay safe.
Yeah, don't worry about the ventilators, because as I say, if you're already on the ventilator, then pretty much gone case. Because in the United States, whosoever went on ventilator just died.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it's definitely right. Even my mother has finally taken the vaccine, so her even next vaccine is due in a couple of weeks. So we're looking good. She has also gotten unwell after the vaccine. But at the end of the day, it's better to get unwell with the vaccine than actually really get really, really serious, particularly if you're older.
Yeah.
So because she's 65 plus, so I think it was a good idea finally. Good sense prevailed. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and take the vaccine, or take care of yourself if you're younger.
Yeah.
Because if you get it, at the end you'll generate antibodies, but don't be stupid and don't be scared. That's the only thing I always keep saying, that don't be stupid, but also don't be scared. It's gonna be all right. But right now it's pretty much shit hit the fan. And it is not looking good. But by the end of this month, we can still be back, to a bit more normalcy. But people need to work together.
Yep.
So we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, obviously.
Yeah.
People like, oh, we don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be okay. Stop being so scared. Stop being a pussy. It's gonna be okay. Everything goes away. Even World War finished.
Yeah.
Okay. Bad shit has happened. You're sitting doing the podcast in the World War and the fucking grenade falls. The entire fucking building goes away. Okay. Shit happens. This is nothing compared to World War. Okay. It's gonna go away. So stop saying we don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna go away. But right now, just we're in the middle of it, and just stick it out. Stay brave. Stay strong. Take care of your health. And if you can get vaccine, please get the vaccine. All right. On that note, before this turns out to be some, government agenda and Kejriwal Sarkar podcast. So on that note, take care. Have a good evening and enjoy your Sunday. or whenever you're watching this thing. Take care. Or
Bye-bye.
whenever Bikram decides to release podcast, because he's delaying everything. Like our podcast releasing, like this IPL podcast release next IPL.
And people are confused what's happening. Which
People like, what is happening here? What is which year is it? It's like, so that does work out. So yeah, take care. Have a good evening.
Okay.
Bye bye,
Yeah, bye.
Vikram.
Bye. Good night.
Take care. Goodbye.